Friends, welcome to this session of research methodology. And in this session, we are going to get introduced to literature review. And literature review is very important part of your research. Why? We are going to see. This is the outline. First, we'll study what is the importance of a good literature review. Then we will go for types of literature review. There are many different types like argumentative review, integrative review, historical review, methodological review, systematic review, and theoretical review. We'll get glimpse of all those. Then structure and writing style, which are used to write the literature review, we are going to study. And then after going through all this, we are going to practice how to find the literature and how to manage that literature. Yeah. This will be the first session of our literature review. Now, how to define literature review? It's a survey of books, scholarly articles, and any other source which is relevant to a particular issue, area of research, or theory. This is important. Literature review shall be very focused. It shall be relevant to the research problem which you are going to tackle. And by doing the literature review, you provide a description, then summary, and critical revaluation of the work which you have referred, and this shall be in relation to the research problem which you are going to investigate or which you are investigating. And for at many stages you have to do literature review, like you have to perform literature review for your BSc project also, for your MSc project also, dissertation and thesis you have to do that, and for PhD thesis literature review shall be the best one. Okay. You have to put lots of effort in literature review which will help you to improve quality of your research. Then what are the applications? Literature reviews are designed to provide an overview of sources, those which you are going to study. Then you are going to do that for your to know more about your research topic and to demonstrate to your readers how your research fits within a larger field of study, because your research is part of a big picture. Okay, so that first you have to introduce your reader to the big picture, and then only your reader will be able to focus on the topic which you are going to investigate. Then there are different structures of literature review, but in science that shall be a very defined one, well defined structure shall be there. Have it shall have an organization pattern. Then it shall have summary and synthesis of the uh, literature which you have explored, and that shall be within a conceptual category. Okay, specific conceptual category shall be there, like different research areas are there. Your literature review shall focus on a particular research area. Summary and synthesis, which we discussed in previous slide. The summary is a recap of the important information of the source. Okay. You are going to summarize what is there in that source. Then synthesis is a reorganization or a reshuffling of that information in a way that informs how you are planning to investigate the research problem. Synthesis is not summary. You are not summarizing what is there in the literature, but you are arranging that, reorganizing that, reshuffling that so that it tells a story from your perspective, from your viewpoint. Okay. And for that you may have to change the all those building blocks of your literature which are there in your literature and arrange those to tell a coherent specific story. Analytical features of the literature review shall give a new interpretation of old material or combine new with old interpretations. If we think about analysis is breaking down problem into its different parts and then focusing on each problem, each part of that problem. If you focus on each of that problem, if you understand in depth about that specific part of your problem, then all that different bits of information you will collect together, and that is called as analysis. Okay, and that analysis shall be according to your perspective, according to the problem which you are going to investigate, and therefore you will give new interpretation to old material or combine new interpretation with the old interpretations. Trace the intellectual progression in the field, how the particular problem is progressing, evolving, just like how we studied the nitrogen fixation. Earlier we got that some organisms are able to fix, Bajering did that, fix environmental nitrogen, and then now we are focusing on the actual symbiotic features how those organisms are interacting together. Rhizobium and plant is interacting together. What are their identification process, and how they plant prevent rhizobium to become pathogenic, or rhizobium avoid the pathogenic traits. That all that intellectual progression and major debates, major controversial things you have to discuss. Depending on the situation, you have to evaluate the source and advise the reader on the most pertinent or relevant source, so that reader will get focused to understand your research more. And usually in the conclusion of a literature review, you have to identify the gaps which exist in the problem. Okay, there are many gaps in the research. You have to focus on those gaps. You have to make those gaps conspicuous, and you have to bring those gaps to the notice of your reader. Then you have to place each work in the context of its contribution to understanding the research problem being studied. Many authors may have worked on your topic. You have to place work of each author and contribution of that work to understand the field in larger details. Then you have to describe the relationship of each work to the others under consideration. Then identify new ways to interpret prior research. Many new ways can be there, new sides can be there which you can explore, which may not have explored by others. Some sentences are there which have different meanings, different interpretation, different corollaries. You have to explain those, and you have to make those, bring those to the notice of your reader. Then reveal any gaps that exist in the literature, that is, resolve conflicts among seemingly contradictory previous studies. There are those, but those contradictions may be just because of different words, different type of sentences used. You have to resolve those conflicts. Then you have to identify areas of prior scholarship to prevent duplication of effort. This is very necessary because research involves use of resources, and you have to avoid wastage of research on duplication of efforts. You have to point the way in fulfilling a need for additional search. You have to do that, and you have to locate your own research within the context of existing literature. That is very important. Your research shall take the knowledge further, because definition of science or definition of research is, which we have discussed in the previous video, is to add to the previously available knowledge. Okay, research shall take that knowledge further in towards more improvement, and you have to do that. You have to locate your research within the context of previous work. Then there are different layers of knowledge. 3 layers of knowledge are there. One is primary knowledge. Primary knowledge is the one which is done by you only. You are the source who did the work, or others who have done that work on themselves, on their own. That's their own work. Then that primary information is the first hand information which researcher has. Okay, then that all the information in a particular field will be collected together, and that will be summarized, and a literature review will be there. Those reviews will be secondary source, and based on all this information, your readers will have perceptions, will draw conclusions, will have opinions and interpretations. A particular feeling about that area will be there, that nitrogen fixation is very good for the environment. This perception is the third layer. Nitrogen fixation is actually good for the environment, but sometimes that may lead to addition of more ammonia to the environment. Okay, and that methane production. Animal husbandry is there, but animal husbandry is leading to more production of more release of methane to the environment, and methane is a greenhouse gas. Therefore, the perception that animal husbandry is good for population or animal husbandry is bad for population, these perceptions are the third layer of knowledge. But third layer is mostly considered as true, but it is based on loose relationship to the primary studies and secondary studies also. Loose relationships are there. Those exact logic may not have been there to define it as true, and that you have to tackle. You have to address that particular thing, that these are loose points which need to be addressed further, and that's the gap in the research. And given this, while literature reviews are designed to provide an overview and synthesis of pertinent sources you have explored, there are a number of approaches you could adopt depending upon the type of analysis which is the base of your study. Okay. And with this mind, you will start your literature review, that you have to put your topic, research topic, in a particular context. to provide that context and to provide understanding of your topic to reader. You will place that in context of previous research, and that's your literature review will do on that. And literature review is not just summary, it's a synthesis also. Your own views are also there. You will interpret previous knowledge in your way. Then different types are there. Literature review, like argumentative review is one type, where you have an argument, specific argument, this is the truth, maybe your argument, and those that for that argument you will provide proofs. And the purpose of argumentative review is to develop a body of literature that establish a contrarian viewpoint. Argument shall be there, 2 points shall be there, and you will focus on 1 point and you will try to refute other point. Integrative review is there. In integrative review, you integrate different fields of knowledge together. Okay, critique, synthesize, consider a form of research that reviews, critiques, and synthesizes representative literature on a topic in an integrated way, such that new frameworks or perspective on that topic are generated. And the body of literature includes all studies that address related or identical hypotheses or research problems. And a well done integrative review meets the same standards as primary research. Integrative review is actually very high quality review, and much efforts are required for integrative review, and that integrative review will form basis for further research, further high quality research. Therefore, this integrative review shall be as thorough as possible. Okay, and their quality standards shall be very high. Historical reviews are there. You have to put your work in a particular historical perspective. What happened? What's the history of the topic which you are going to address? And historical precedents are there that this happened in the past, and we can go on the same line and develop it further. Traces, you trace the evolution of concept, evolution of fact, phenomenon during history to the present thing. Then purpose is to place research in a historical context to show familiarity of the state of the art development that we were here up to this point, and by doing my research we will go to this point. Okay. To identify the likely directions for future research, that historical review is being there, and that as it's true for all types of literature reviews, that those will focus their attention on a particular topic and will prevent wastage of resources. Then methodological reviews there. In methodological reviews, you explore methods, different methods used to do particular research. Reviewing methods of analysis, they provide a framework of understanding at different levels. That theory is there, substantive fields are there, research approaches are there, data collection and analysis techniques are there. All these methods will be explored in methodological review, and how researchers draw upon a wide variety of knowledge ranging from the conceptual level to practical documents for use in fieldwork in the areas of ontological and epistemological considerations. And this approach helps highlight ethical issues which you should be aware of and consider as you go through your own study. Okay. You have to focus on methods. Methodology shall be there. Okay, in methodological reviews, and methodological reviews are required for highly technical research problems where you want to find out a particular thing using very complicated techniques. There you have to expose those techniques, explain those techniques based on previous discussions done on those methods. Then this, it's a systematic review, title is there, sorry for that. And these reviews consider an overview of existing evidence pertinent to a clearly formulated research question. And systematic reviews are also very high quality reviews. Those are very thorough reviews, and they use pre-specified and standardized methods. Are there a particular specific plan is there, and systematic reviews are carried out by some agencies, research agencies, on a particular topic to know more about that topic. And systematic reviews are mostly very large team efforts. Okay. And they collect relevant research and report and analyze data from the studies that are included in the review. And the goal is to deliberately document, critically evaluate, and summarize scientifically all of the research about a clearly defined research problem. Those are policy papers are there. Policy papers are mostly systematic reviews, and systematic reviews are called upon by many journals, many high-level journals, high-quality journals, to appraise their readers about research going on in a particular direction, and for that they call upon very expert authors to write these reviews. And this type of literature review is primarily applied to examining prior research studies in clinical medicine and allied health fields, because these are very critical for the life of human, and that's why very high level of expertise is required to write these reviews. And then theoretical review is there. You explore a theoretical point there, and that theoretical point may have been proved or may have been supported by practical work also. You will do that in the theoretical review, but mostly theoretical discussions will be there. Evolution of philosophy will be there in the theoretical review, and you have to do that. Uh, then the structure of a literature review should include the following. The components are there. The first basic component is their introduction towards the topic, that is overview of the subject, issue or theory under consideration. You have to do that. Then division of works under review into themes or categories. Specific headlines shall be there, title shall be there. Your entire topic shall be broken down into sections and subsections. All those sections and subsections will be part of your review, and those shall have a particular flow or particular structure. And explanation is required how each work is similar to and how it varies from each other. Similarities and differences of the work which you are going to refer in literature review, you have to explain. Then conclusions as to which pieces are best considered in their argument, you have to answer that, and are most convincing on their opinions and make the greatest contribution to understanding and development of their area and the research. You have to highlight those conclusions. You have to highlight those inferences, those discussions which are there in the previous work which you have considered for your literature review. And critical evaluation of each work, how to go for critical evaluation. Critical evaluation is the shall be the most important part of your review, literature review. That there you shall go for the provenance. What are the author's credentials? You have to explain. Are the author's credentials shall be because author's previous work will create an aura around the author or a belief system around the author. You will trust the author's views, and you will not go and you will not invest your time in critically trying to get proofs for the author's claims. If you do that, if you create a provenance in your work, in your literature review, then your reader will not go back to refer previous work, will save his own time. And are the author's arguments supported by evidence, primary historical material, case studies, and all those you have to put in the provenance. Then methodology, you have to critically analyze the methods used in the research. If those methods are not going to give you the conclusion which is claimed in the literature, then you have to consider those methods very analytically, very critically. Okay. If those methods are not appropriate, then problem will be there. I discussed many times that a work was done on housefly, and it was claimed in the thesis that in the title the housefly was not there, horsefly was there. Horsefly is a different thing, housefly is a different thing. Therefore, the research which is carried out on housefly may not be extrapolated further to the horsefly. Therefore, you have to consider on methodology very critically. The objectivity shall be there. If author is subjective on his conclusions, if author has prejudices, if author has previous beliefs which are dominant in his work, and if he is not considering his work objectively, if he is using his own thoughts, his own beliefs to analyze the work, then the work is not of high quality. Therefore, objectivity in the work you have to find out, you have to consider. Then persuasiveness, how the author's thesis is most convincing, whether the author is trying to sell his own ideas to you with passion, that you have to look upon, and you have to make note of that into your literature survey. And value, if the author's work is valueless, you have to bring that to the notice of your reader also. Then how literature review is formulated, how to go for the literature review, that is problem formulation. That you have to four stages are there. First stage shall be you will not do literature review for just for fun, just to kill your time. You will do your literature survey with a particular specific focus on your topic. Therefore, your topic shall be well defined, in which topic or which field you are going to examine, and what are its component issues you have to be there. Therefore, before starting your literature review, you shall have very large body of basic knowledge with you. Knowledge can be basic or can be towards a certain depth also, but that knowledge shall be used to define a problem, and then only your review will be on the focus topic. Then literature search is the second stage of that. Then you have to find materials relevant to the subject being explored. And these days it's very easy to do that. Google is there, then PubMed is there. These sources can be used to find materials relevant to the subject area which you are going to explore. Then data evaluation, you have to study that literature, and studying reading that literature you will evaluate on different aspects which we have discussed earlier in this slide, and all these issues you will try to address in data evaluation. Then analysis and interpretation is required. You have to discuss the findings and conclusions of particular literature, and all these will be part of your literature review. These four stages are required for writing a good quality research literature review. Then you have to consider following things to note, points to note while writing a literature review. That is, you have to clarify if your assignment is not very specific about what form your literature review should take, then get clarification from your guide, from your mentor, from your professor, and ask the professor, ask your guide these problems. Roughly, how many sources should I include? Because you have a time period, limited time period, and within that limited time period, you have to perform a good quality literature review. Okay. For that, you have to limit your work. You have to limit your focus. You can't go and explore all the literature available in the world. Okay. Ask your guide how much effort I shall do. What types of sources should I review? Okay, books, journal articles, website, popular magazines, and all that. All those sources available. Mm, Ask your guide to limit yourself, and consider think that your guide will guide you the best. Should I summarize, synthesize, or critique sources by discussing a common theme or issue? That you have to get clarified. And should I evaluate the sources critically? You have to go to the guide and ask him. With the help of the guide, you can do the critical evaluation based. And always remember that your guide may not be expert in the field. Understand that, but your guide has vast many years of experience with him. He may have himself done much large body of work, and his experience you have to take help of. Should I provide subheadings and other background information? Ask. These are the practical aspects. I will stop here. For the next slides, we will continue in the next session. But before that, as I asked you, go through the literature reviews prepared by other PhD students or other authors. You can find many PhD theses on using Google. Shodhganga also provides those. Use those as base to learn literature review, how to write literature review. Thank you. We'll meet in the next session.